You're listening to No Hipsters Pod.
Episode 67, No Hipsters Pod. Your boy Ron Say, the founder of NoHipstersAllowed.com. And this week, our guest is my girl and just the greatest chef there is, Renny Vonne. Say what's up.
Hi, Ron said, thank you for that very, very bold introduction.
No, but honestly, do you still whip it up? Like you have, I know you stepped away from actually doing events.
Yeah, I'm not going to do events, but I whip it up via phone. I whip it up under content creation. That's what we're doing now.
Oh, I love it. Love it. All right, cool. Let's get right to the topics. Real Housewives of Potomac, which is interestingly rising to be the premier franchise. And
absolutely.
Yeah. So they had 2 explosive episodes. It was one last week where we saw the martini throw scene around the world where Mia randomly threw her drink in Wendy's face. Just to give everyone a backstory for those who don't watch. So Wendy, who is the Nigerian in the cast, says that she wanted to open a Nigerian lounge with Peter Thomas, who is Cynthia Bailey's ex-husband, Cynthia Bailey, model and also ex-cast member of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And she talks about with Peter, and then they end up in Miami where Peter owns a restaurant or a bar or whatever. Bar One or Bar None, as Phaedra once called it. But they were all out there, and they went to his restaurant, and apparently Peter says to Mia that he had sent Wendy a contract or something of the sort, and she never responded to his messages, which apparently even turned out to be false. But anyways, Mia takes this as an opportunity to start an argument at the dinner table, and it just escalates in a really weird way, and really oddly choreographed way, if you ask me. Like the drink just felt like a random move that she just wanted to do for the heck of it.
Yep.
But she pours the drink in Wendy's face, and it becomes this whole thing. Wendy then goes to saute her for 5 minutes.
You throw a drink on me over somebody that's not even your husband? You so corny. Traitor face, bitch.
And it was just glorious. And so now that's what it is. And so now, and this, so much has happened since then. But anyway, let's just start with the drink. What are your thoughts?
I just, Mia's always been a liability. And she really has, because I don't think here's the thing with violence on the Housewives or any reality TV show or in life is I'm not gonna sit here and say these things can't happen, won't happen. The problem with the drink throw outside of the fact that someone received a drink in their face, aside from that, is the altercation wasn't even at that level
at all.
It was not. It was truly. It was so unsatisfying. There are some times, I remember when Princess threw a drink at Ray J, and I on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, and I felt that. I said deserved. There are some times a drink is thrown, and you're like, yep, that was coming. But a situation where you decided to be in Wendy's business, why would you care what business ventures Wendy is doing?
Right.
Then you attack her for not texting Peter. And to Wendy's credit, why would I be texting somebody that's not my husband to do what? That I'm in town? We're arguing about it, and we're sitting down using words, and you throw a drink. It's not like we're in each other's faces.
Right.
And you throw a drink at me.
2 seats away. First of all, what the hell are you doing? The whole thing was just so strange. What is wrong with this woman?
Yes. No, well, I know what's wrong with her. She's just inarticulate.
Right.
And I know this is about to sound mean, and Lord, I hope I don't get canceled for this, but I just think that it's very clear Mia is not equipped in terms of words.
She's not.
To go back and forth with people. She's not on their level. Hence why she really is a liability.
Right. And definitely not equipped to go against a 4-degree holder like Wendy.
Okay.
Right.
That's the one time I like Wendy to tell us how many degrees she got. Right. Well learned. Come on.
Exactly. She was just so out of her depth. And the whole thing, it's it really kind of exemplified, I think, the colorism on that show, where it's just people feel a little bit bolder with Wendy than they do with the other girls. Yes. And I feel the only thing that probably saves Candace is that she's literally a beauty queen, so they can't really come at her in the same way. But the treatment, the bullying really of Wendy is crazy.
Yes.
And it's what is wrong? And also she goes on to call her ghetto. And I'm
yes,
you're literally, and I say this with all kindness in my heart and not to diss anyone out there, but you are literally a former stripper with a crackhead mother. What are you talking about?
If we're going to unfortunately invoke that term, it really is not Wendy. It's really not.
It's you. You're in first place, and there's no one's even close.
Right.
No
It
one's
just
even
made me,
close.
Ron said, I wasn't always Team Wendy.
I know we talked about
I'm
this on the
surprised.
podcast. Listen,
On the last up, right? I'm the way they have me rooting for Wendy and partially Candace.
right.
I'm so shocked. I'm like, not y'all got like I'm out here praying for Wendy. I'm because the scene. What also annoyed me about the scene. It is true. Listen, that scene broke my heart because again, Real Housewives conflicts are supposed to be entertaining, but they didn't show one bit of it was colorism because they didn't even see Wendy
Victim in any
as this
way.
victim, as this woman that has feelings that no matter the case, someone threw a drink at you.
Right.
Like, and then we gonna go over to Ron's roommate, Robin. I mean, I already didn't like her, and when Karen called her the ditziest bitch at the table, she was correct. Oh no, I do not. I don't stand. I don't like her. Her little camera. I don't know if the producers thought we'd receive this with like comedy.
Yeah, right.
It
Yeah,
was not good.
it was pretty gross actually. It was like, wow, this like what the hell is she like? What are you talking? And also, this is coming just as she said. Oh, so we don't have any. He said, she said. Literally, just the last time we had a he said, she said, you were wrong. Remember when she said, like she said, oh yeah, like no one had to restrain me, and like the
Right.
video shows that you literally had to be like kind of sort of held back. So it's just really strange. And I'm like,
And Robin, you're on a reality TV. You're just doing it to be antagonistic,
right,
like
right.
literally. And then to use the word antagonistic, that's why I'm like, these girls do not have hooked on phonics.
Right,
Y'all do
at
not
all.
take comprehension classes because
At
you
all.
don't know what these words mean.
At all. And it's like I always wonder, like, if the cameras weren't there, what would these women be doing and saying? 'Cause I could just I'm really seeing a really ugly spirit in there. Like it's like I can only imagine the types of insults. And honestly, I feel like partly why they get so frustrated with Wendy is that they know they can't really come at her the way they would like to, because the cameras are there. And so it's like so because of that, it's coming out in weird ways because they can't really say what they really want to say. Like because I mean, honestly, even Karen, like, I mean, Giselle snitched on Karen on one of the reunions that Karen had called Wendy ugly. So just to give you an idea of the types of things they'd be saying about her if the cameras weren't there. Even Ashley, honestly, I feel like it's because Mia did something that was so egregious. I don't think Ashley's colorist too. I don't think Ashley likes Wendy either. So like these women are quite terrible. And
it's getting too bad. It's getting too dark. And then there's a pattern here because it's so interesting to me because I feel like even though they came for Michael Darby, they didn't come for Ashley's marriage as much. When it comes to even we can transition to this Candace, like the accusation against Chris, disgusting.
Right.
I'm like,
dangerous, really dangerous, really dangerous.
Disgusting. And listen, like with Bravo, and I watch Beverly Hills, and I'm like, listen, Bravo, we like entertaining conflict, not cringeworthy, family destroying conflict.
Right.
And I feel like the producers, there should be a limit. Like it's not okay. Like I think somebody needs to be fired, honestly, and it's definitely Mia.
Right. Well, I mean, she supposedly gave herself the pink slip, so she announced.
Mia is a liar. Didn't she do that last time? Please, we cannot take that. And you know she broke, and you know the chiropractor business is gone because Gordon's family were like, Miss CEO, get out, please.
Oh, so I actually haven't read up on that. I saw comments about it. So what exactly happened with that?
See, that's what. Listen, let me give a shout out to the Peach Report. Okay, on Instagram. Let me tell you, it is the best page. They give you all the tea in real time. But basically, months ago, literally nobody, Mia decides to post that Gordon's brothers took over the business and pretty much locked Mia and Gordon out of it. They have lost the business. Mia ain't got no job. And you know, she has that rental. They're renting a mansion. They need money. So
the big house is not theirs?
Oh, it's rented. You need to pay. You know what the producers always, the producers will tell you. They said rented. I think the rent is $10,000, I believe, a month.
Absolutely. And that's actually pretty modest for that place of that size.
Well, who knows what the owner needed? Okay,
right. But that is so interesting. So first of all, Gordon didn't own that business himself, is what you're saying.
It's a family business. It's a family business.
And you know, that makes so much sense because I always look at it like, how is this man who seems so unserious to, you know, and I mean, not that there aren't like unserious rich people out there, but like I always wonder like, wow, like this guy who she supposedly met at the strip club barefoot has a chiropractor business.
Yep.
Very interesting. And another funny thing when she keeps saying, I'm the only boss, it's like, listen, you were literally plucked out of the strip club and installed as a boss. Like,
But
you
are
didn't
you even
rise.
a boss? Are you? Like, I love what Wendy said, just because you wear a blazer.
Because you were in business casual.
Don't mean you're a CEO. Wendy Redford.
Yo, look at the CEO. That was my favorite
Look at
part.
this. That's my new phrase. Look at the CEO. It is akin to Portia's Who Said That. It really is.
But yeah, no, it's a classic. It's a classic. But wow, so she didn't own the business.
No.
And not only did he not own the business, he clearly didn't have enough of a stake to like keep himself
exactly.
in. Because
and she's so tacky because I remember maybe it was last season when she was like, yeah, I make $500,000 a year. I'm like, first of all, ma'am, that's not even that much.
Okay, so I didn't want to be the one to say that. I'm like, okay, like that's not like their last.
In the grand scheme of luxury and being glamorous.
I know people working in consulting making that. Like, what are you talking about?
Okay. And post taxes, we talking about $300,000. So
and we're talking about DC. Like, I could listen. You and I know people under 30 years old who make that much. Like, what are you talking about?
Like, ma'am, that's not a brag. You need to be quiet.
Like, just relax. But okay. But
yeah, and probably the brothers were like, let's go to the books, because where is she finding the $500,000?
Wow. And also she's probably, you could argue that she could be good or bad for their business. I mean, she does bring like publicity by being on TV.
Would you go to their chiropractor? Would you?
I mean, I wouldn't, but
exactly.
Trust me, there are a lot of people who would.
I think if it was a restaurant, maybe. But chiropractor, like your neck, like this is the person picking people who's gonna crack your neck. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm good.
Oh my goodness, the whole thing's a mess. But
it's been horrible. Giselle's horrible. Everyone, but we got to talk about this. Wendy's the line she dropped at that last episode before this recent one was when she said, "I can't sit with Mia empathizers because when it was Monique, blah blah."
Right.
I won't lie. I squinted. I said, things come full circle.
Yeah, I mean, listen. We have to be really realistic here. People tend to take positions when they're convenient to their own causes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not necessarily surprised there. At the time, even though yes, he did take a stance, you have to remember that none of them liked Monique at the time.
No, exactly. That's why it's hypocritical, because Robin is, she just confessed in the last episode.
Mia was wrong for throwing a drink. Wendy was wrong for escalating the situation. The end. Because I don't like Wendy.
But that's why Wendy using it to state her case, it's like, for me, I always like completion. Like, so admit that, you could have shown a little bit of empathy to Monique, or you didn't have to join people in ostracizing her. I just want some acknowledgement. Like, you can't use her case without at least, like,
to be fair, Wendy is yet to do anything hypocritical, right? Wendy has not been in another circumstance where she's having to make the same judgment call ethically and it's done something that is contrary to her first position.
And to add to that, I mean, she even did better. Like, she could have attacked Mia for the drink throwing. She did better. But I think it opens the door to when Monique did what she did. There was definitely the approach to dealing with her was through ostracizing, like there was no compassion at all in the situation. They just wanted to discard her, and she was okay with that. She was okay with that. And
was there any reason for her not to be okay with it?
I think because she was new to the group, she didn't have to be talking bad about Monique. She didn't have to say anything. She was over there raising banners like she knew the backstory. Ma'am, you were new. You could have just as far as you know, Monique was welcoming to you into her home. That's all you knew.
True.
But she decided to join their campaign.
But Monique was wilding though. Let's
Monique was wilding, but part of the anti-Monique campaign came from Giselle and Robin's previous hate. It's not like they were mad about violence, which we see now, and Wendy fell for it. It's like they're mad at Monique not because Monique attacked Candace. They just don't like her, and they're using this. And
Right.
Wendy is smart enough with her 4 degrees to see through that, but she was okay playing that game with them. And now the tables have turned. They're doing it to you. And okay, it's also shocking because part of Monique's anger was the fact that, they were about to accuse her of sleeping with her trainer or whatever, right? And
Right.
she knew that. So for Wendy to even be shocked that they were doing it to her family next season, again, it's like, why do people think vile people can turn around to be your friend? Why?
True.
It's interesting to me.
Points made. I see where you're coming from, but listen, it's the whole thing. I'm just really honestly, Giselle is showing herself to be really a nasty person through all of this, and but yeah, and you know what? Another thing, it's just, and I don't like talking about people's looks.
Feel free to. She opened that door.
I'll hold off. I'll hold off on this.
It's okay. I know what you're thinking. Giselle just should not be talking. Okay, Mia. All I'm gonna say is Mia should not film without glam. We don't need a natural.
It was actually, that's my comment was going to be about Mia, but we're not gonna go there.
I'm gonna go there because she's not. I will. I just think with the way she trashes people, the way she's so quick to judge someone's video shoot, judge this, she talked about Wendy's money. She called Wendy's husband insecure. She accused Chris of looking at her like she's this beauty. No, her looks are not on the table. Since you're implying that people are jealous of these looks, all I will say is don't come on camera without your full glam ever in your life again. Don't do it. We don't need to see you all natural. We are okay. Thank you.
Damn it. But we'll leave that right there. But definitely, I mean, honestly, it's been an entertaining season, and who would have thought, right?
I know. I'm really happy for them. I mean, and I'm happy for us, the Black community, because Atlanta needs help. Atlanta is on. The drama around Atlanta is for the cast members that are not on. Nene's out here wearing naked things outside. Portia's wedding. We missed a whole Nigerian wedding special.
Right. We did.
Getting divorced. Man.
Right. Actually, those wedding pics were actually quite glamorous, I thought.
What? No.
She looked really good.
Portia decided she wanted to be Nigerian, and she sure did.
Right. Her name's Esosano. I love it. Let's change gears. Let's talk about the Grammys. So the nominations were announced a little over a week ago, I think. Mm-hmm. And Beyonce came out on top, of course, with 9 nominations. And with her 9 noms, she now has 88 in total, which makes her and Jay-Z got 5 nominations, make both of them the most nominated artists in Grammy history. So, and also if she wins even just one Grammy, will extend her lead as the most winning artist. She's won 28 Grammys already. So yeah, big year. Best New Artist nominees includes Money Long,
yes,
Tobe Nwigwe, our Nigerian brother, who's our Nigerian and problematic brother, but Maneskin, Lotto. It's funny how the Grammys have gotten really liberal with the term "new," but because a lot of these artists are not new. Like I can tell you,
I'm hypothesizing, but perhaps maybe it's for like if they've newly charted. Like if
but that wasn't always a rule, because back in the day they would like nominate the most obscure artists who didn't chart. So I think it's really weird. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I like to see that Tobe and Lotto and Money Long are all nominated, but like definitely they've gotten more liberal with the term new. And Song of the Year, Break My Soul by Beyonce, As It Was by Harry Styles, About Damn Time by Lizzo, All Too Well by Taylor Swift, God Did by Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, DJ Khaled, Bad Habit by Steve Lacy, which currently has me in a chokehold, Easy on Me by Adele, ABCDEFU.
Adele is on there? That is interesting.
And she is. So yeah, the first of the nominee lists are really like, they're long this year. It's like 10 entries each for like the general categories. Those are Song of the Year. Album of the Year, of course, Beyonce again, Renaissance, Adele 30, the usual suspects. So I don't know if you've gone through all the nominees, but who do you think will win for the big 4 categories?
Man, I don't know. I would love to I do not know. I feel like the Grammys. I don't know. The fact that Beyonce, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure she has never won Album of the Year, right? Or
Never won Album of the Year. Meanwhile, Adele has won it twice.
right.
Taylor Swift has won it 3 times. And it's just that fact really bothers me because like
Yes.
Beyonce has never won Album of the Year. Janet Jackson's never won Album of the Year. Mariah Carey has never won Album of the Year. Diana Ross has never won a Grammy of Merit at all. Like her one Grammy is for Lifetime Achievement. Like there's so like wild.
They play games. Like I wouldn't even bother guessing because I remember the particular year that burned me why I no longer really prioritize Grammys. Is when Beyonce did not win Album of the Year for Lemonade, and then Adele ends up, giving her a shout out.
Right.
I'm not kidding. I mean,
you know what?
Adele, but
right. That one didn't even bother me, right? Because I always say that, listen, like you should honor the really popular albums, even though I admit that what's most popular is not always what's best. But like, I can live with that. If an album was like just so clearly the most popular, I'm fine with you giving them the award. So Adele winning that year didn't bother me. The year that bothered me is when Beyonce put out the self-titled album, and then Beck won with like an obscure album no one has ever heard of. Beck hasn't had a hit since like 1995 when he put out Loser. Like, how?
It frustrates me. And you know what? I'm actually grateful for Beyonce. I mean, as much as I'm dying on the inside for the visuals, like every day I wake up and I'm like, we don't even have the official choreography to these songs. Like,
right.
The world is not okay. But I have a theory that, you know what? She's decided she doesn't care. Like, I love that the songs are charting so well.
Without videos.
No video, not even one. And she has done them. I think that's what's painful is, but you gave us a teaser.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
We know that they exist, right? And it's just it's crazy. I actually think her new model is to release them a year after, because remember she did that with The Black is King, I believe. Like it was almost a year after the fact. So I think that might be what's going to happen here, or she might be using her videos as part of like a Grammy promotion campaign, and will drop it when like she thinks voting for the Grammys is about to start. That's 2 hours. So either we're going to get them really soon, or we're going to get them summer 2023.
Beyonce is playing with my emotions.
She's toxic, but it's fine. It's very toxic. So actually, I'll go ahead and make my predictions. I think for Record of the Year, they're probably going to give it to either Adele or Harry Styles, even though I would like to see Beyonce win Record of the Year. Yeah. But I think Adele, they can't get enough of Adele. And As It Was truly was the biggest hit of the year. So if they give it to him, I actually wouldn't be mad. Song of the Year, I think they're going to give that to Adele.
Really?
Yes, I think they're going to give it to Adele. But
which song? Am I missing something? Which song?
So Easy on Me came in during this eligibility period. It came after the last period was closed.
I wouldn't call it Song of the Year. I don't know.
I mean, no, you wouldn't call it that, but they would.
So, really?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I can't understand.
Right.
Like of the year.
I mean, listen. They love them some Adele. So I think they're gonna give it to Adele. I actually would like to see Steve Lacy win, funny enough. Even though Beyonce's nominated, I actually think Bad Habit is an amazing song.
Yeah.
And then new artists, I actually want to see Lotto win.
Oh, really? That is a twist.
That is how I see Lotto win. Because honestly, I've just become such a fan. Even though her stage name is highly problematic, I do think that she's really risen as a star in the last year. I love how much like respect she showed Mariah Carey at the BET Awards. That's this last summer, and I love the way she packed Nicki Minaj up a few weeks ago, or a few months ago now at this point. But yeah, I think she's done a lot of things to make me really like her. So Lotto will be my pick for new artists. But listen, I wouldn't be mad if I want to support Tobe, but
no, I don't. No, I don't. You know what is number one? I like. Listen, I'm happy Nigerians have come abroad and live the experience. But I won't lie, Nigerian Americans are very growing to be an obnoxious group, and this one is part of that movement. No,
we have to. I mean, I don't like the divisions where like the ones who were born here versus.
No, it's not about being born here. There's just you know what it is. Let me tell you, it's not about division. Let me tell you what it is. Let me just state my case so that okay. Nigeria is not Wakanda. It's a real place. Nigerians did not stand up and nominate anybody to be a spokesperson for Nigeria. Yes, Nigerians will go abroad and start speaking. That's my problem is when he speaks about Nigeria, he loves to speak for everyone. And it's
Oh,
like,
he does?
oh,
Really?
yes.
I have never.
We do this when we do that. It's like, sir, who is we? Who is we? We are not with you. No, you speak for you. And then, of course, in addition to his little, I don't know, are they YouTube videos? He had a lot going on. The videos
with his wife.
life, and I wish
Yeah.
he would keep it personal.
Like this, that's just also embarrassing. Like, I can't believe you guys are putting this in, like, for the public to see. And this is also another situation where it's like, if you're doing this in front of the cameras, what happens when the cameras aren't there?
Listen, and I just don't want to be in your business because they really could be toxically happy. Like, you know what? Like, this might be working for them. I just don't want to be involved. Like, I go out of my way to not see that content. Yet my For You page on TikTok will bring it to me.
Oh, Lord.
And I just want them to be private in their homes.
And like her Instagram username is Toby calls me fat or something of this. Like something. It's just. Yeah. And apparently her name is not Fatima or anything. Like he just like, oof.
Yeah.
Oof,
I'm not interested in that story. And that's what I'm saying. He will do all this and say, yeah, I'm Nigerian. Please.
No, leave us out of it.
Leave us. You are from Houston. We are happy to leave you there. Don't come here.
Like we're not involved, please.
Exactly. That's my point is please don't just leave it alone. Because sometimes he attributes his behaviors to it.
Oh boy.
Like, no, we're okay. We're good. We're good.
That's not us. Yeah. And then lastly, album of the year, of course, the usual suspects, Beyonce, Adele. They actually did not nominate Taylor Swift this year. And I'm really happy that they left her out. Yeah, because honestly, but yeah, Beyonce and Adele and Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
And a few others. I'm looking for
it better be Beyonce. But
I really do think
it's time.
It's like, and honestly, she did put out the best album of the year. But yeah, Beyonce, ABBA. So I don't know if you know the group. I think they're Swedish. They're like from the late 70s, early 80s. So ABBA's been nominated for a whole bunch of Grammys. So I don't know why.
Oh,
but
wow.
yeah.
That's like my childhood.
I mean, yeah, we loved them back then, but like, why now? But anyways, and to be fair, so has Mary J. Blige. She was also nominated for Album of the Year. But yeah, it was really interesting. So Brandy Carlisle, Coldplay, a whole bunch of other like recognizable names. I really do think they're going to give it to Adele, probably.
No, if they do that, honestly, I mean, I really was done with the Grammys at the Lemonade era.
Yeah.
I feel like collectively, like Beyonce should not submit her stuff anymore. Like I think if they shun this album, she should never submit her stuff to the Grammys. Again.
Well, here's the thing though, because as much as we think that she's been cheated, and she has, they've also been generous to Beyonce, and she's generous in the sense that she's won more than any other artist in history.
Because she deserves. And
right.
But that's the thing is, I don't give someone breadcrumb award and
exactly.
They made an album. We're talking about a body of art that is so smooth, that was so thoughtful, great transitions, instrumentals, please.
Right.
Again, no.
Right. No, I agree with you. I do think Renaissance should win. I think she probably has a better chance this year than ever before. So I actually would not be surprised if she does win. However, you just do not underestimate just the love and partiality to Adele.
I love Adele as well, but come on now, an album of the year, and I'm like, you know what? I still love Adele, but I don't get it. I'm like, it's great, but it's not Renaissance. It's not
at all.
And the thing is, it will piss me off if Adele wins and goes on stage and then gives a shout out to Beyonce again.
I mean,
it's personal. Give her the award if you feel this way. Tell them they made a mistake.
Right. No, I hear you, but we'll see how that goes. So yeah, the award show is going to go down top of next year, February 5th. So I cannot wait. Let's change gears and talk about something that happened just this last weekend. So Chris Brown, a few days before the AMAs, said that he was going to perform a tribute to Michael Jackson for the 40th anniversary of Thriller, which is his biggest album and also the biggest album ever by any artist, which actually the album turns 40 years old tomorrow.
Wow.
And so
age being subtly revealed.
Right. Right,
How
right,
would me?
right. I mean, we weren't alive, just to let all the listeners know. But yes,
But still.
but yeah, yeah. So turns 40 tomorrow, and in anticipation of that, and the celebration of that, he was supposed to perform a tribute that we later found out Sierra was supposed to be a part of, and so he says they canceled it, and no reason, and so of course the fans just started protesting, and just, it was a lot of conjecture, and it was like, oh, y'all can't let stuff go, meanwhile this person's doing this, and the whole time, like, first of all, we have no confirmation from the award show that he was truly supposed to perform. They eventually did, but secondly, we don't know if that was the reason, and if that was the reason, they would have never asked. So why are
there's
you
a lot,
like it's just a lot of there's no reason for you to say that, oh, it has to do with his past. And it was just a strange thing. People were acting like it was just this one offense that happened 13 years ago, when this guy actually has a long pattern of bad behavior. And it was just a lot of caping, and people turned him into like this victim who was being persecuted. And then to top it all off, he wins, best R&B artist. And then while after she presented the award, Kelly Rowland just really jumped out the window.
Chris Brown is not here tonight, so I'm accepting this award on his behalf. Excuse me, chill out. But I want to tell Chris, thank you so much for making great R&B music. And I want to tell him, thank you for being an incredible performer. I'll take this award, bring it to you. I love you. Congratulations.
The whole thing's weird, and now Kelly's being dragged on the internet, and I can't say she does not deserve it.
Who is dragging her? See, I have a different take. Who's dragging her? Because I'm seeing, listen, you know what? Let me just state things I'm not clear on. I'm not clear as a society where we stand on Chris Brown. I truly don't know. Like,
I think he's largely forgiven, but go ahead.
Okay, see, I can't tell. I can't tell because it's confusing. Two, one thing I've learned watching reality TV is what you are seeing on camera, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Because I would like to think that Kelly, who's been in the industry for 25 years, knows people, definitely knows these award people. Like, these people that will text her and say, "We want you to present." She knows these people. She probably had, my theory is she probably had some sort of idea or a clue as to why they canceled it. Like, I wouldn't think someone who's been in this industry for 25 years will just go on stage and say that for nothing. Like, she's not new. She acted
like she was new, to be honest. That was just, she acted really new to me. Like, it's just like, why? But
weren't they booing? They were booing. Right?
That's a complete myth. They were not booing. Like, that's just between the conjecture.
So who was he shushing? I don't know.
They were about to transition to the next segment.
But
and so she's
booing.
No, they were not booing.
Are
they were
you
about to, the whole thing, they made it up in my candy voice. You just made that up. But they made that up. They were about to transition. I think she saw the cue behind the camera, like, okay, we're about to switch to whatever. Like, and then she was like, hold up, like, to the producers, so she can make that additional statement.
But I'm telling you, something must have happened. There's no way.
I know. I understand. It seems very ridiculous, and that's because it is. Like,
I think it looks ridiculous. Again, I liken this to, I'm going to use reality TV for this. I liken this to, I remember on the Atlanta Housewives, Nene was tripping that they were going into her closet, and everybody was like she's crazy. Like, why would she attack people for going into her closet? And then the story comes out that it's actually a plotted thing. Like, production sits down with you and says, this is where we're going to film. She told them, my closet looks really ugly. I literally have panties all over the place. So do not take people into my closet. So them going into her closet was on purpose because they were trying to do something. So I'm telling what I've learned. Same thing with Monique. Everyone was like, she just dry Candace. Why is she so angry? Comes out that they were about to bring a plot on TV that her child is not her child. You understand? Like, there's always a missing. So with these things, with Will Smith slapping that guy, with Kelly feeling like on stage she needs to make a statement to Chris Brown, because it wasn't even just to us. I feel like it was a message to him. We just don't get it because we don't have the context. Something was said. It's not the fact that AMA has not even clarified.
well, they put out a statement. They said that there was a creative direction issue,
and now, of course, they'll say creative. Please, don't we know media? Aren't we in corporate America?
Right. I mean, listen. I still think that we have, there's just too little evidence to use to paint the picture that people have painted. And I still believe that if his past was an issue, he would never have been asked.
Listen, we don't know that. And listen, what's going to happen is in 15 years, they're going to do an E! True Hollywood story.
Okay.
Y'all going to find out.
Right. Listen, anything's possible. Maybe they decided and someone vetoed it at the last minute. That's
Right.
That's also a possibility. But
like, you just never know what's going on behind the scenes. But let me tell you, I stay out of celebrities' business. Like, again, slap Chris Rock. Everybody wants to take sides. I'm like, the only side I'm taking is mine. I love both their content. I wish them both well. I hope he gets some ice for his cheeks.
But yeah, I mean, listen, back to Kelly. I don't understand why she did that. And also considering that Chris Brown is known for saying no darkies.
Yeah, okay.
To the point where like people know him for that. Where like someone did a blind item and said, "Oh, a certain singer said no darkies," and everyone immediately guessed Chris Brown because he's known to say that at clubs. So for you, a dark skinned woman, to really like just put your neck out there for him, I thought was completely unnecessary.
But you know what? The industry is confusing because Rihanna, our queen, she's with a guy who's also colorist. I don't know.
Right. I mean, yes.
These are rich people. We will never know their ways.
Well, we will in Jesus' name.
We can't listen. We can't cancel. We can't. I don't get too worked up. These people are odd people. Their morals are never consistent.
Right.
So I mean, hey, Rihanna's still with him, and he's still colorist, and
right.
She's still gonna say she's doing Black Power. So
oh Lord, let's change gears. Actually, now that you bring up Rihanna. I'm actually worried for her in the Super Bowl performance.
I mean, first when Lift Me Up came out, I said, "Oh, this is it."
No. And actually, listen, I'm actually willing to forgive Lift Me Up.
Not forgive.
No, because they said it's supposed to be like a tribute to Chad. Listen, it was what it was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. It was a soundtrack song, and it actually still performed quite well considering what the song is. But I can let that go. But this is a live performance on the biggest stage there is for an artist who was never Beyonce, but hasn't performed in 5 years. Her last performance, I believe, was the Grammys in 2018, and has just had a baby. I'm worried.
I'm worried. Honestly, ever since Beyonce left the stage after performing with Bruno Mars, I don't rank Super Bowl high. I don't put pressure. There's no need. Like, after what they did on that stage,
it'll be hard. It'll be hard to top that. And
exactly. Nobody's aspiring to be high again, so it's fine. What I hope for Riri is that she will get a chair and sit down. I don't even want to see too many dance moves. Don't do what we know you cannot do. It's okay.
I think people are going to be expecting a big show because she is a big star, and no one's expecting it to be Beyonce, but I think we're going to expect a certain level, and I'm just not sure she might be able to deliver.
I hope she has great backup dancers. Yeah. I just hope she finesses it because she's never been a dancer.
Right? She's never exactly.
Even Sierra would do a better job, to be honest, because Sierra ain't got to just whisper some songs and get us dance moves.
Stop it.
Fire. It's true. And some fire outfits. Don't try to hit any notes. Stay under one. Take the keys down like 2 steps. You know what I'm saying? Even Kelly Rowland would give us a better show. So good luck to Rihanna because I think she should focus on vocals. I don't want to see any jumping jacks on the stage. That's not what I want for my girl. I wish her all the best.
Damn it. Winners and losers. Renny, I'll let you go first.
Winners. I'm going to keep it Housewives focused. Winners of this week are Karen Huger, because that woman has taught me that there's just no reason to ever lose your class. You can read people for filth and still be classy. So thank you, Karen Huger. And of course, the loser goes to Mia. I've said enough about that woman. She needs help to be fired.
Damn it. And my winner is also Housewives focus, Portia. I really do think she has a W this week. But it's just so funny how she got here. Like, goes from being the friend of the man's wife, and that, it's the whole.
I don't know if we should call it a win. I think the wedding is the win. I don't know, the marriage itself. We gonna have to wait.
Yeah, right. But the whole. That's definitely she's Miss Steal Your Man. Like it's It's the whole thing is a mess, and she's just moving on. Like, it's actually very scandalous, but I'm happy for her, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. Loser, of course, Mia. I mean, like just so deserving of being a loser, and also the loser, other loser. I have to say is Kelly Rowland. I mean, I still do not understand why she would do that. There was absolutely no need. But yeah, she did it, and here we are. And so yeah, actually, honestly, I was going to throw in one more loser, but we'll leave it at that.
Wait, I want to hear who's the other loser.
I was going to say Will Smith, but he's not really a loser.
First of all, listen, no. Will has said sorry.
He has. No, he has. And I was going to make we could talk about it right now. I was going to make it a topic. So in an interview, someone asked him, what do you have to say about people who feel like they're not ready for you to make a comeback? So his movie Emancipation drops in the next few days.
Yeah.
And he says,
I completely understand that. If someone is not ready, I would absolutely respect that and allow them their space to not be ready.
And that's fair. That's a fair response. And I think he has handled like the apology campaign really well. I think his apology he put out a few months ago was perfect. And I think he's clearly getting like the right advice. But the whole thing just takes me back to that moment, right? Like, look at all the problems you have caused for yourself just because you can control your temper.
Listen, you know what it is? I'm telling you, these days I have compassion for celebrities because, what if by God's grace I become one? See,
right? I mean, you're kind of one already, but we'll let you.
Local champion. That's what I am, and I take that. My thing is, they just make mistakes on a grander stage. Like, I mean, he is sorry. If he wasn't sorry, fine. He is sorry.
I'm not listening. I'm not saying he's not sorry. And I'm not even saying that I don't accept the apology. Not that we're owed one for real. But yeah. I'm not saying that I'm not fine with all of this. I'm just saying it just takes me back to that moment. Like, just look at the fallout. Look at the cloud that's over you, over your projects, because you lost your cool.
Listen, but if it's one thing, I'm gonna get spiritual. God is a restorer. Please, Will be fine. He is from West Philadelphia.
God is a restorer.
He is going to be restored. You know what it is? Eventually it's gonna go away. Will was just he's such a
he's a beloved figure. Yeah, no, we
nice
love Will Smith,
guy.
and he's for so many of us has made like the biggest movies of our lifetime.
Yes.
I mean, we love Will Smith, and that's why it's so painful, and that's why it's so confusing that someone who had so much to lose, who had such a legacy, and who was really at the crowning moment of his career, would kind of like, I'm not going to say throw it away, but definitely just shit on his legacy in that way, because that will always be a part of it, and people will always bring that up.
It will, but point it'll just be one chapter. Literally, I think because of social media, these scandals tend to linger on, but he's done so much. Like, when he looks at the summation of his life, it's one fuck up, but like literally one fuck up can't ruin your life.
Right.
Again, rich people problems.
Right.
Be very okay.
Okay. We'll see. I mean, I hope it will be. And actually, I think I'm going to actually watch that movie. So.
I know, anyway, right? I'm looking at. I thought I was done with slave movies, but I looked at it and I said, "You know what? I guess I'm not."
And you know what? It was actually designed to be an Oscar contender. That's why it was released at this time of year.
Yeah.
But now that he's been banned from the ceremony from 10 years, I would imagine his projects might not be looked on favorably. So anyway, we'll see. That's our show, Renny. It was a pleasure having you as always. Let the people know where they can find you. Also, I know you have this like web series you've been doing lately, so tell us a bit about that as well.
Dang, now I gotta tell people about my secret life. So on my Instagram, I make funny videos about what a single Nigerian girl goes through. As you can imagine, it's inspired by real life.
By a wise woman called Dr. and Mrs. Lawson.
Yes, I have a toxic character called Dr. Mrs. Lawson, who's been married for under 30 days, and she loves to give relationship advice that's usually toxic.
So what? That Toby Amison is a current World Commonwealth African champion in 100 meters hurdles. And so what? She's not a champion of marriage.
We all know one, so I impersonate them and give useless advice. So follow me.
Right. And so that's the character, Dr. Mrs. Lawson. But I see you've been co-hosting this thing. Is that permanent or is that routine?
So that is actually permanent. So while I
Okay.
was in Abuja, I got to partner with the production company. They're called just. Oh Lord, we are just. That's
We are
what
just.
it's called. I was like, I forgot my own friends. So we just got together and we got a couple of questions from Gen Z millennials, just
Nice.
bands talking about random things. So I also give some lighthearted advice, nothing too deep, because I will never consider myself a life advisor. You better get a pastor or a therapist or both.
Fantastic. I'm truly entertained by everything you do, and of course, I mean, whenever you decide to start whipping up food, we will be there as well. So of course, let them know that you're Renny Vonne. That's Renny RENNY VONNE
Yes.
on Instagram. Are you on Twitter as well?
It's not.
No Twitter.
Let me tell you, I am not on Twitter. You know why? Because when I become famous, somebody's gonna pull a tweet.
Oh yeah, that's why you have like a routine sweep.
That was probably like sexist and racist. And I won't even be able to deny it. Like, what? I was in 19. Sorry.
No,
I know myself.
I mean, listen, with how like the mores of society are always changing, you definitely have to like just do a routine sweep of your timeline.
Oh, I have deleted it. I do not have I deleted my old Twitter. Please, I ain't
listen, smart. Listen, I'm not mad at it. Yeah. So anyway, that's our show, episode 67. No Hipsters Pod. Talk to you next time. Bye.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye.